We are Judit Pifarré, Judit Perez and me, Ana Sánchez, and we have been living in Graz for 5 months as a part of our Erasmus program.
Graz is the capital of the federal state of Styria. It's the second biggest city of Austria with a population of about 280,000 inhabitants. It's a university city par excellence, as almost 1/6 of the population are students. It was named the European Capital of Culture in 2003, and it has been part of the Creative Cities Network, created by UNESCO since 2011. There are only 10 other cities in the world that have received this award and who can now call themselves a city of design.
The first week, we just wandered around the city without a map or a guide, just letting ourselves go to experience what Guy Debord called a derive. In almost every corner of the streets, we could find a gallery, a statue, a sculpture. We realized that people could easily access to art, as it was everywhere and expressed in many different forms. In addition, different campaigns were being carried out to enhance even more this presence and participation. In the end, we had many ideas and connections, but the truth was that public art was being an important pillar in our process to discover Graz.
All in all, art has been something that really caught our attention since the very beginning. It is within the reach of everyone, it adopts multiple forms, and we can find it in different public spaces of the city. That is why we decided to focus the project on public art, which is an artistic notion that includes different types of artworks designed to be exhibited in a generally open public space accessible to everyone. Penny Balkin, the director of the Association for Public Art, defines public art as a part of our public history, part of our evolving culture and our collective memory. It reflects and reveals our society and adds meanings to our cities.
To get a general overview about how we wanted to focus our project, we organized the concepts that emerged from the derive in a mind map, connecting the most important ideas and determining the starting point of the project. The mind map has been a useful and necessary tool to formulate the investigable question: how is public art perceived in the city of Graz?
In order to give answer to our research question, we followed the scientific method, by first making observations and setting clear objectives. Then, we selected the most suitable methodology for its objective to gather, collect, organize, and analyze data that could finally provide explanations and give answer to our research question.
For doing so, we selected a sample of 10 public artworks, the more representative ones: Gettier, Murincell, Wood Urban Furniture, Schlossberg Clock, Double Spiral Staircase, Grazer Stadtkern, Lost Paradises, Snowman and Puddle of Water, Gemalte House, and Christmas Kreche. We first study how public art is distributed within the city of Graz through cartography, by first locating the 10 artworks in a map. As we can see, they are all concentrated in the center, so there is a specific area in which their presence predominate, which is the old city center of Graz.
Then we combined some bibliographical research with direct observation in order to contextualize the different artworks, taking into account their history, type forms, materials, resistance, location, and state of conservation. We organized the collected data in a table to identify patterns in a structured and visual way. On the one hand, the relation between the year of construction and the artwork's form reveals that as time goes by, installations and sculptures become more predominant. Nevertheless, from the 13th until the 20th century, constructions and paintings were the most popular forms of public art. Therefore, we can observe the evolution of the artistic trends in the city of Graz.
On the other hand, we detected that the materials and their resistance conditioned the artwork's exhibition period. Some artworks, the Christmas Kreche, Los Paradises, and wood urban furniture, are not exposed permanently because they are made of delicate materials such as ice, paper mirrors, lights, or wood. Most of the temporary art pieces are well conserved as they are not fully exposed to the environment, being sheltered in porches or between big, high buildings, except from the frescoes of the Gemalte's house, which are permanent and fully exposed. Regarding the other permanent artworks, Double Spiral Staircase, Schlossberg Clock, Murinsel, Snowman in a Water Puddle, Grazer Stadtkern, and Gettier, they are made of resistant materials such as stones, concrete, and metals, because they have to stand external conditions like the test of the time, tourism, and unfavorable weather conditions, 3 factors that affect their state of conservation.
To analyze how weather conditions determine the artwork's state of conservation, we registered the temperature using a street thermometer. Moreover, we also considered the percentage of humidity and the amount of precipitation in millimeters, creating a rain meter by ourselves. Thus, we checked and contrasted the measurements we obtained and collected with different online sources to obtain more reliable and precise data. Once we collected and contrasted the data, we organized it in graphics to look for patterns during a certain period of time, from November until January.
Regarding humidity, we noticed that Graz has a high percentage with a really high average of 87.45%. The minimum is 60% and the maximum 98.75%. We consider that it's a parameter that affects the artwork's condition, deteriorating, degrading, and damaging the materials they are made of.
Even though November is the most rainy month, the general amount of precipitation in Graz is not considerable. Therefore, we consider precipitation is not a parameter that really affects the conservation state of the different artworks. At most, it can be one of the parameters, together with humidity and the passage of time, that affect those permanent artworks made of metal, contributing to their metal oxidation in the long run. Artworks made of delicate materials, however, are not that affected because they are sheltered and protected from the rain, except from the frescoes of the Gemalte house that have lost their original glow but keep quite well preserved because of continuous restoration.
Moving on temperature, we appreciate a clear pattern that shows that the most cold month is December, with the lowest temperatures and a minimum of -11 degrees. In general, this aspect does not affect the permanent artworks as they are made of resistant materials such as stones and metals. However, regarding the delicate ones, only the ice sculpture is exhibited in December. For this reason, it is the most affected by temperature, contributing to its melting.
Once we analyze the different factors that condition the selected artworks, we will now focus on the knowledge people have about public art. For doing so, we made a survey to the citizens of Graz in order to analyze the relationships between them and public art, focusing on social influences and awareness in the artistic field.
We took a sample of 20 individuals of different ages, genders, and occupations. Having organized the resulting data, we can conclude that the majority of the respondents, representing the 94.1%, are able to recognize some public artworks in Graz. All of them consider that public art brings citizens closer to art more than a museum or an art gallery could do. In addition, all the answers reveal that public art enriches the city of Graz in terms of culture, beautiful appearance, and tourism. After all, an 82.3% of the citizens asked consider that the public artworks are relevant for them, while a 17.7% think they are not. Finally, some initiatives to make public artworks more visible are excursions, sharing experiences, art knowledge, festivals and concerts, gincana, colors and lights, posters, social media, advertisements, school projects, expositions, and talks in the open air.
All in all, this interdisciplinary project has enabled us to reach the objectives we established at the beginning. Thus, we have given an answer to our investigative question through the different evidences obtained and developed in this video. In addition, this process has given us the chance to discover the cultural and artistic richness of Graz, a city that preserves and keeps on creating many different public artworks, a city that combines art from different ages and styles, now coexisting in the same place and time. To integrate and get involved in the city, getting closer to its culture, citizens, and ways of living, and to know the city from a different perspective through public art and all its possibilities manifested in everyday life.
All things considered, we invite you to think about how public art is perceived in the city of Lleida.
We hope you enjoyed this video as much as we did carrying it out.
Choose!